Hello everyone. I'm going to be doing a review on the KaBar Tactical Defense Institute folding knife. It's part of the KBD Master Series. This is the box. Was made in China, so I know some people don't like that, but I think it's actually a pretty decent knife. So here's the warranty information. And here's the blade. So I'm going to be doing this review in the style of the nutnfancy project. I like what he does, and so I'm going to give him credit for the style, the order of what I do. Though I won't be putting it through the torture test that he puts his knife through, just because I don't have the time for it. But other than that, so let's talk about the use of this knife. This blade is intended for defense purposes, and so I mean that's its primary design intent by KaBar themselves. It does have some utility purpose, but I wouldn't try to chop a tree down with it. It's not really made for that. But I mean, I could see, trying to skin a deer with it, or gutting a deer. That angle would work well for that. I get up in there. So, and the tactical use, obviously, defense and stuff like that. I am going to use this as an everyday carry knife, so I do think it does fit that purpose, although I think that's refined a little bit to larger people, because I'm 6'2", and so it's a larger knife. I mean, I'm 6'2", I have pretty big hands. It does take up some size here, but so for when it's in the pocket, it's going to take up a little bit of real estate in your pocket, so you got to keep that in mind. And also we have the thickness to account for. Now, the blade is 5CR steel, which is good. It's not the best, but I think they also did that because they try to keep the price point lower on these. The blade comes in at about $40, so it's not a very pricey knife. So I think to do that, they lowered some of the, they didn't use the highest quality steel that they could find, but it is still pretty good steel, and the sharpness is pretty good too. You can make it sharper than it is. You can't really shave with it or anything like that, but it's pretty sharp. Also on the blade we have a thumb hole for opening purposes. You can inertia open this if you wanted to, by flicking it. I don't recommend it. It's a little silly, but I mean, if you wanted to, you could. There's a little bit of resistance in the blade to prevent inertia opening, so you got to overcome that, because you're not going to really be able to see this, but on the locking mechanism here, there's a little, it's in here, it's a little like metal nub, and there's a corresponding hole in the inside of the blade in here that the nub fits into, and what that does is it actually resists the opening a little bit, so it doesn't open in your pocket by accident. And likewise, when you're closing it, it stops it right there. So you actually have to, I'm pushing on it right now, it's not moving, but the lock is actually slid over, so you got to overcome that a little bit, and then it will close. So that's part of the locking mechanism. And some complaints I've heard about the locking mechanism is that it's recessed too far. And they did that probably because they wanted you to not be, unlock it by mistake. If you're in a stress situation, your hand's on it, and you're getting pulled over this way, it wouldn't unlock. So it is a pretty, stout spring here. If you want, you could do it one-handed. You gotta push in there. I got strong fingers because I play bass, so it's possible to do it one-handed. but I mean, you don't have to. Just use, you know, 2 hands, or, you know, however you want to do it. It's also got a shorter throw than most knives, because most knives come out straight like this. Like the blade would end up, the back of the blade would be here. So when you're opening it, you have to keep in mind it's only gonna, you know, that's as far as you go. So it's a quicker open too. So the locking mechanism is called a liner lock. And something you have to keep in mind is because it's a folding knife, you know, you do have a little bit of flex in the blade, because this liner lock can actually bend. Now, part of the mechanics here is there's I'm not sure if it's going to come up on the video here, but the I don't see if you can see it right there. There's 2 Teflon like washers against the blade here, and it really makes it smooth. Like there's no, I'm not sure if you can hear this. There's almost no sound. It's just very smooth, very nice opening here. Let's talk about the weight. 0.35 pounds or 5.6 ounces. Again, that's a little bit heavy for some. For people who are not in America, that's 159 grams. Not United States, rather. So 159 grams. It's a little weighty, but again, I'm a bigger guy, so it doesn't affect me. The handle is made out of G10 material. It's pretty sturdy. Feels nice in the hand. It's good texture. See that? I don't know if you can see it. There's some, you know, almost like a small checker pattern for grip purposes. There's jimping all over this. You got jimping here, jimping on the back of the blade. You have jimping on the end here. I'll get into that in a minute. And then you have jimping on the locking mechanism here to aid in closing. Now, there's jimping on the back side here, and that's a little strange, except for maybe a reverse grip. So you get the jimping here, so you can use it reversed and for, you know, under swipes, holding the blade like this. Also, I'm pretty sure they put jimping there because you can use this as a kobaton in case you didn't want to cut somebody and you just wanted to do like a pressure point maneuver, like say this is someone's nose, and you can grab it and you can, you know, put a lot of pressure on them using this as like a kobaton, because this is pretty stout. There's a lot of metal here, pretty heavy, so I think it's intended for that also. The clip, it's a pretty decent clip. It's a little loose. I'd like it to have a little bit more clamping pressure here, but it's good. It hides low in the pocket, so like when it's in your pocket, you know, this is pretty much all you can see, which is good. I wouldn't trust this clip if I was going to be like camping. I'd probably have it in its own pouch, and the clip is movable to the other side for lefties. Now, I wouldn't say that this is ambidextrous. It's almost ambidextrous, but if you look here, this here is a deeper cut than this. So for opening purposes, it's more intended for right-handed open, because you can put your hand on that real good and get your thumb almost. I got big hands, but I can get your whole thumb in there and pull it open. Now on this side, if you're a lefty, you can get your thumb in there, but it's a little bit more, you know, it's not as smooth, it's not as ergonomic, but it's doable. Again, this cost me about $40, and I think the price it's good for what you're getting. And yeah, so I'm really pleased with this knife. I think, again, I'm going to use it as my everyday carry, and if I ever have a failure with it or something like that, I'll do a video on that and let you know what happened. Some smart things they did with this is they to reduce weight. They did put some skeletonizing here, and left the back open. And I guess one more thing, it has a lanyard hole if you wanted to run a lanyard in there. So there you go. Oh, did I do? There, inertia opening. There you go. It's possible. And it's possible to one-hand close it if you really wanted to. There you go. KaBar Tactical TDI folder. They do also have a blade with serrated version down here. Alright. Well, let me know any comments or any thoughts that you might have. Thanks. Have a good day.